Imagine you are sitting in a crowded room. The noise is rising. People are arguing. Something doesn't go your way. Your heart starts racing. Your face feels warm. You want to react, maybe shout, maybe walk away, maybe say something you'll regret. But instead, you breathe. You feel still inside. You stay calm. Imagine that power, the power to remain peaceful no matter what is happening around you. Now ask yourself, how often do we let small moments ruin our entire day? How many times do we react quickly and then regret it later? How different would life feel if we could remain calm, even during chaos? Have you ever noticed how some people can go through painful or difficult situations and still seem steady, almost peaceful? How do they do that? What do they know that we don't? Let's take a simple example. Imagine two people stuck in traffic. One is shouting, honking, feeling angry. The other is listening to a soft chant, breathing slowly, and just waiting. The situation is the same, but their reactions are completely different. What makes that difference? It's not luck. It's inner training. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, the place where we don't just talk, we grow together. If you're tired of feeling stressed, if you want real peace in your heart, then you're in the right place. There's so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% of viewers subscribe. If this video brings you even one moment of peace, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps this channel grow and reach others who also need this message. And before we go deeper, please drop your thoughts in the comments. And firstly, comment Namo Buddha to stay energetic. Now let's begin. In Buddhism, calmness is not just silence. It is strength. It is the result of deep understanding. The Buddha taught that life brings suffering, not because life is cruel, but because we hold on too tightly. When we try to control everything, we invite tension. When we let go with wisdom, we invite peace. Buddhist teachings aren't about becoming emotionless. They are about understanding emotions so deeply that they don't control us. Just like a deep ocean remains still even when waves rise to the surface, your mind can be steady while your life moves through highs and lows. In this journey, we will explore how to build that stillness, not by escaping life, but by embracing it differently. Stay with us. This path may change how you see everything. Imagine, for a moment, you're walking through a forest. The path is quiet and the air is calm, but suddenly you step on a thorn. The pain surprises you. You react, you pull your foot back quickly, you feel anger rise inside. Why does this small thorn cause such a strong reaction? Why do small things sometimes disturb us so deeply? This is the nature of suffering. In Buddhism, the first truth the Buddha taught is that suffering is part of life. It is something everyone experiences. It is not just pain from thorns or accidents. It is the pain of losing something you love, the pain of fear, of anger, of loneliness. Sometimes, it is the pain of simply wanting things to be different from how they are. Suffering happens because our minds are restless. We want comfort, but life is always changing. People we love grow old or leave. Our plans do not always work out. We get sick or tired. These things hurt us because we expect life to stay the same. When it does not, we feel upset. Think about a glass of water. If you hold it carefully and it stays still, the water inside is clear and calm. But if you shake it, the water becomes cloudy and messy. Our minds are like that water. When life shakes us, our minds become cloudy with pain and confusion. The Buddha did not say that suffering is a punishment or a mistake. He said suffering is natural. It is like the storm in the sky or the waves in the ocean. But there is good news. Just as storms pass and skies clear, suffering can be ended. There's a way to calm the mind so that even when a storm comes, you can stay steady inside. This does not mean ignoring pain or pretending it is not there. It means learning to see suffering clearly without adding extra pain by worrying or resisting it. Many times, the hardest part is not the pain itself, but how much we fight it inside our minds. Ask yourself, when something bad happens, do you tell yourself stories about it? Do you say, "This is unfair," or "Why me?" These thoughts are natural, but they make suffering heavier. They create a chain of more suffering. The Buddha taught that to find calm, we must begin by understanding suffering without fear or anger. We need to see it as it is. When you see a thorn in your foot, you do not get angry at the thorn. You carefully remove it. When you understand suffering in this way, you stop adding to it with fear and frustration. This understanding is the first step toward peace. It is like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you see where you are and what is real. This clarity helps you respond wisely instead of reacting blindly. Imagine upward boiling on a stove. The water is boiling because of the heat underneath. The heat is like the causes of suffering, things inside and outside that stir your mind. To stop the boiling, you can't just look at the steam, you must lower the heat. The Buddha showed that suffering comes from certain causes in the mind. These causes are not outside things, but our own ways of thinking and feeling. When we understand these causes, we can change how we live and slowly bring peace to our hearts. Why do we hold on to pain? Why do we carry anger, jealousy, or fear like heavy stones in our pockets? It is because our minds are attached. We want to keep things the way we like them. We want to avoid things we don't like. This holding on creates tension inside us. Imagine trying to hold water in your hand. No matter how hard you try, some will always slip away. Trying to control life is like this. The more we try to hold on, the more suffering we create because life is always moving. The Buddha called this attachment. It is the root of much of our suffering. When we learn to loosen our grip, to accept life as it is, with kindness and understanding, the pain begins to ease. This is not easy. The mind is used to holding on. It fears loss and change. But with practice, we can train the mind to be like a tree in the wind, bending but not breaking. This training begins with mindfulness, paying gentle attention to the present moment, without judgment. When you feel pain or anger, notice it clearly. Don't push it away or grab onto it. Simply see it as it is, like watching clouds pass by. Over time, this mindfulness helps you understand your feelings better. You start to see how emotions rise and fall like waves. You learn that you are not your emotions. They come and go, but your true self remains calm and steady beneath them. This truth is the heart of Buddhist wisdom. We suffer because we forget who we truly are. We think we're only our feelings, our thoughts, our pain. But inside, there's a calm space, a place of peace untouched by the storms of life. Finding this calm does not mean escaping life. It means living fully, with an open heart, accepting both joy and sorrow. When you see suffering clearly, you can move through it without being destroyed by it. Imagine a lamp in the darkness. The light does not stop the night from coming, but it helps you see and walk without fear. Calmness is like this light inside you. It is always there, waiting for you to notice it. In this way, suffering becomes a teacher. It teaches us patience, compassion, and wisdom. It helps us grow stronger and kinder. So when life brings pain, remember this teaching. Suffering is natural, but it does not have to control you. You can meet it with calmness and understanding. This is the beginning of true peace. Take a deep breath now. Feel your body. Feel your mind. You are here, alive, with a chance to learn and grow. Each moment is a new beginning. The path to calm is not a quick fix. It is a lifelong journey. But each step you take with awareness brings you closer to freedom. As you walk this path, remember, you are not alone. Many have walked before you. The Buddha's teachings are like a map, guiding you through the storms toward a place of peace. Stay gentle with yourself. When you stumble, do not be harsh. Simply return to the breath, return to the present moment. Calmness grows in patience and kindness. The forest path is not always smooth, but with steady steps, you'll find your way. Now, carry this truth in your heart. Suffering teaches us to wake up. When we wake up, we see the world clearly, and we find calm even in the busiest storm. Let this be your practice today, to watch your mind with gentle care, to understand suffering without fear, and to welcome calm as your true home. Imagine a quiet garden. The wind is soft, and the trees gently sway. There's peace here, yet even in this calm place, the mind is like a wild monkey jumping from branch to branch, never still. Why is it so hard for the mind to rest? Why does it jump to anger, worry, or fear without our permission? The answer lies deep within us. It is the root of why we lose calm so easily. In the teachings of the Buddha, the mind's wildness comes from three poisons: attachment, aversion, and delusion. These three are like invisible chains that bind us, pulling us away from peace. Attachment is like holding tightly to something precious. Imagine you have a beautiful flower in your hand. You do not want to let it go because it is lovely and you fear losing it. Attachment makes us cling to people, things, memories, and even ideas. We want them to be just as we like, forever the same. But life is always changing. Nothing stays the same. When the flower wilts or falls, our heart feels pain. This pain is suffering born from attachment. Aversion is the opposite. It is the feeling of dislike, hate, or fear towards something or someone. Imagine a sharp thorn on the path. You want to push it away, avoid it, or even destroy it. Aversion makes us run from discomfort, sadness, or anyone who threatens our comfort. But running does not free us. It only makes the thorn sharper in our mind. Delusion is the cloud that covers our eyes. It is confusion. It is not seeing things clearly as they are. We believe stories we tell ourselves. This must be this way. I am right. Others are wrong. I am separate from others. Delusion creates misunderstanding, false beliefs, and illusions. When a mind is clouded by delusion, it reacts without wisdom. These three, attachment, aversion, and delusion, work together like a storm inside us. They push us to react. They make us say harsh words, carry grudges, or feel endless worry. When a problem comes, instead of calm, the storm inside roars louder. But, as a Zen master, I say, you do not need to be a slave to this storm. You can learn to see it, understand it, and gently quiet it. First, look carefully at attachment. Notice what you cling to. Is a memory of the past, a hope for the future, a desire to be respected or loved. See how these attachments create fear, fear of loss, fear of change. When you see this, ask yourself, is holding on really helping me, or is it causing pain? Can I try to hold the flower more gently, or even let it go when the time comes? Next, watch aversion. When you feel dislike or anger rising, don't push it away. Instead, observe it like a curious child watching a cloud in the sky. Where is this feeling coming from? Is it protecting you? Is it making you feel safe? Can you breathe with it? Soften it? Anger often hides fear or hurt. If you meet aversion with understanding, it begins to lose its power. Then, see delusion. The cloud that hides the truth is not strong. When you open your eyes and look clearly, the world appears as it is, changing, imperfect but beautiful. When you see things as they are, the mind stops spinning stories. The fog lifts, and calm arrives naturally. This is the path of wisdom, the path the Buddha showed. It is not easy. It asks for patience and kindness toward yourself. Sometimes the mind will still jump like that wild monkey. But with practice, the jumps become fewer, and the silence between them grows. Remember, you're not your thoughts or feelings. You are the watcher, the space in which all these things happen. When a monkey jumps, you don't need to jump with it. You can just watch. This watching is not cold or distant. It is gentle and wise. It lets you choose how to respond rather than react. It brings freedom. Let me share a story from long ago. A student asked the Buddha, "Master, how can I stop my anger?" The Buddha replied, "Look at your anger as if it were a burning coal in your hand. You must let it go before it burns you." Letting go does not mean ignoring or hiding your feelings. It means understanding them so deeply that you no longer need to hold on or push away. When you practice seeing attachment, aversion, and delusion clearly, you start to live differently. You start to live with peace in your heart, no matter what the outside world does. Life will still bring challenges. People may hurt you. Things may not go your way. Losses will come. But inside, you'll find a calm that is not shaken. This calm is like the deep ocean beneath the waves. The waves rise and fall, but the ocean stays. That is the gift of understanding these roots of reaction. In everyday life, you might notice when you want to grab something tightly or push something away. Pause. Breathe. Remember the lesson of the wild monkey. Invite the mind to settle. Even a small moment of calm is a victory. Over time, these moments grow longer. Your reactions become softer, your heart lighter. When you are calm, you see the world more clearly. You feel more connected, more alive. You are free from the storm inside. This freedom is not found outside in things or achievements. It is found inside, in the way you relate to your own mind. So, practice patience with yourself. Each day is a chance to see more clearly, to hold less tightly, and to open your heart more. The roots of your wild reactions can be untangled. They do not control you. You are the master of your mind. As you continue on this path, you will notice a quiet strength growing inside you. It is steady, peaceful, and deeply wise. This strength will carry you through difficulties and joys alike. It will make your life a garden of calm, no matter the weather. So, when you feel the mind jump, remember, you are the watcher, the peaceful space. The storm is temporary. Your calm is forever. Very well. Let me speak to you simply and clearly, like the still water reflecting the sky. Life is often like a storm. Winds howl, waves crash. Around you, things change fast, people react, situations rise and fall. But deep inside, there's a way to stay calm. Not frozen, not numb, but steady and clear. This is what the Zen teaches, a mind like water. Imagine water in a calm lake. It reflects the clouds, the trees, the moon. But when a stone falls, ripples spread. The water moves, yes, but soon it settles again. The reflection returns. The lake is not angry or upset. It simply allows the waves to come and go. Our minds can be like that lake. When troubles or emotions come, they create ripples, fear, anger, sadness, worry. But we don't have to become those ripples. We can watch them come, watch them go, and stay peaceful beneath. This is what Buddhists call equanimity. It is balance, not to be confused with indifference. Equanimity means feeling fully, but not being tossed about. It means understanding that everything changes and accepting it without losing your calm. When a difficult event happens, most of us react immediately. The mind jumps into judgment or fear. We resist what is happening. We cling to what we want or push away what we don't want. This creates tension inside, like a storm inside us. But what if instead you could pause, just for a moment, take a breath, see clearly what is happening without adding your story or drama. This pause creates space to choose how to respond, instead of reacting blindly. Imagine you are walking in the forest, and suddenly a snake crosses your path. Most people might jump back or shout, but if you stay calm, you see the snake is not attacking. It's just moving. Your calmness lets you handle the situation with wisdom. The Zen mind is trained to be like this, steady and alert, calm but alive. It does not mean ignoring problems. It means meeting them with clarity. How we build this mind? Through practice. Each moment, each breath is an opportunity. When irritation arises, notice it. When fear appears, watch it. Do not push these feelings away, but also do not grab onto them. Let them move like clouds in the sky. It is natural to feel upset sometimes, but we are not our feelings. We are the space in which feelings arise and pass. Think of a storm passing through a valley. The valley may flood for a time, but soon the water flows away. The valley remains. In you the same happens. Storms come and go. Your true self remains calm beneath. You may ask, but how can I stay calm when life is so hard? When people hurt me? When loss comes? The answer is in seeing clearly that all things change. Suffering comes when we try to hold on tightly. When we learn to let go, we open a door to peace. Equanimity is not coldness. It is the warmth of a heart that accepts life as it is, with all its pain and joy. When you practice seeing life like this, you begin to smile softly at troubles instead of fearing them. You learn to respond with kindness instead of anger. You carry yourself with quiet strength. Even when surrounded by noise and chaos, your mind could be a calm lake. Others will notice. They will come to you for that peace. This is the art of equanimity, a priceless skill in a world full of change. Remember, it takes time. The river carved the valley slowly. So too, your calm mind will grow with patience. Be gentle with yourself. Start small. When you feel impatience in a line, breathe. When you hear harsh words, listen without rushing to reply. When worries fill your mind at night, watch them like clouds passing by. Step by step, your mind becomes more like still water. Your life flows with less struggle. Your heart holds more peace. In the teachings of the Buddha, this balance is one of the greatest gifts. It frees us from being pushed and pulled by every emotion or event. It lets us stand strong like a tree in the wind. So, practice this. When life shakes you, do not fall. Stay steady. Observe. Let the storm pass through without losing your center. This is not weakness. This is great strength. The calm mind sees clearly what is needed and acts with wisdom. It is not silent because it fears. It is silent because it understands. You can cultivate this mind now. Right here, right now. Breathe. Feel the ground beneath you. Notice the sounds around you. Let your mind settle like a quiet pond. This is the way of Zen. This is the way to true peace in any situation. Hold this teaching close. Let it guide you in the days ahead. Remember, life storms will come, but you do not need to be broken by them. You can be like water, calm, clear, and steady. This is your power. This is your peace. Walk gently with a mind like water. Imagine for a moment the breath that you are taking right now. The air flows in gently, cool, and soft. Then it moves out, warm and slow. This breath is always with you, is always here, in every moment of your life. Yet, how often do we truly notice it? How often do we stop and let the breath be our guide? In the teachings of the Buddha, the breath is like an anchor. When life's storms come, when worries rise, when anger or fear threatens to pull us under, the breath can hold us steady. It is the simplest tool we have, yet also the most powerful. You might think that to calm your mind, you need to go to a quiet place or have hours of free time. But that is not true. The breath is available everywhere, right now, in this very moment. It does not ask for anything from you. It asks only that you pay attention. When you focus on your breathing, you begin to see how your mind moves. When you feel angry, your breath becomes fast or tight. When you are anxious, your breath may be shallow or uneven. By simply noticing your breath, you see your mind state clearly. And with this clarity comes choice. Imagine a river flowing. When the water is calm, you can see the riverbed beneath. But when the water is muddy and rushing, the riverbed is hidden. Your breath is like that clear water. When you return your attention to the breath, your mind clears. You see things more clearly. You do not get lost in the mud of your emotions. Many people try to push away their feelings or distract themselves. But this creates more confusion inside. The Buddha taught a different way, one of gentle acceptance. When you breathe mindfully, you allow whatever is happening in your mind and body to be there without fighting it. This does not mean you give up or become weak. It means you're strong enough to face what is inside. As you breathe in, say quietly to yourself, breathing in, I know I am breathing in. As you breathe out, say, breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. These words are simple, but they help bring your mind back when it wanders. At first, your mind will wander. It will jump to thoughts about the past, worries about the future, or distraction from the world around you. This is normal. Every time you notice your mind has wandered, gently bring it back to the breath. There is no need to be hard on yourself. This is practice, not perfection. Try this now for a few moments. Close your eyes if you like. Breathe naturally, without forcing. Simply watch the breath come in and out. Notice how it feels at the tip of your nose, or in your chest, or your belly. Feel the rhythm. Feel the life. When you practice this regularly, something changes inside you. The breath becomes your friend. In moments of stress, you do not lose your calm so easily. Instead, you remember the breath. You return to the present moment. You find peace. This is the art of using the breath as an anchor. It is not a trick or a quick fix. It is a way of training your mind to be steady. Like a tree that bends but does not break in the wind, your mind becomes flexible yet strong. The breath teaches you patience. It teaches you to be here now, rather than lost in regret or worry. It teaches you that no feeling lasts forever. Each breath is new. Each breath brings a chance to start again. Sometimes when a mind feels heavy or tired, just one deep breath can help. Breathe in slowly and fully. Hold the breath for a moment, then let it go gently. This simple act can bring relief and clarity. In the Zen tradition, we often say, when you breathe in, know you are breathing in. When you breathe out, know you are breathing out. This mindfulness of breathing is the foundation of all calmness. It opens the door to wisdom and compassion. As you become more familiar with the breath, you might notice that your reactions to difficulties change. You do not jump into anger as quickly. You do not drown in fear or sadness. Instead, you observe these feelings like clouds passing in the sky. You know they are temporary. You wait patiently for them to move on. This does not mean you stop caring. On the contrary, breathing mindfully helps you connect more deeply with yourself and others. You become more present, more understanding, more kind. The breath also reminds us of our connection to life. Each breath you take connects you to the earth, the air, and all living beings. You are part of a great web of life, and your calmness affects the world around you. In moments of chaos, when problems arise, when emotions flare, when the unexpected happens, return to your breath. Let it be your safe place, your refuge. No matter how difficult life becomes, the breath is always with you, steady and true. Remember, calmness is not the absence of difficulty. It is the presence of a peaceful mind in the face of difficulty. The breath helps you find that presence. Try to practice this simple, breathing mindfulness every day. Even just a few minutes can make a difference. Over time, you will notice your mind is less restless, your heart is lighter, and your life feels more balanced. The breath is always here. You do not need anything else. You only need to come home to yourself again and again through the simple act of breathing. As the Buddha taught, mindfulness of breathing brings the mind to the present moment. It calms the mind, and through calmness, wisdom arises. When wisdom arises, you see life more clearly. You understand that everything changes, that nothing lasts forever, and that peace is always possible. So, next time you feel overwhelmed, remember your breath. Stop for a moment. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Feel your mind settle like still water. This is the art of calmness. It is always within your reach, waiting patiently for you to come back. May you find peace with each breath you take. May your mind be steady, your heart be kind, and your life be calm. The breath is your guide, your anchor, your true home. Imagine for a moment that you are walking through a forest. Suddenly, you hear a loud noise, a branch snapping nearby. Your heart jumps, your mind races, and in that instant, your first impulse might be to run, or freeze, or react with fear. This is natural. This is how the mind works. It wants to protect you. But what if instead you could pause? Just pause, and listen deeply, not only to the noise, but also to yourself. This pause is the essence of what it means to respond, rather than react. A reaction is like a flame that bursts up quickly, bright, fierce, and often out of control. A response is like a steady candle flame, soft and mindful. It doesn't rush. It doesn't burn wildly. It gives light calmly. In our daily lives, many moments demand quick reactions. Someone says something hurtful. A situation goes against our expectations. A sudden challenge shakes our calm. Often, the mind jumps in with judgment, anger, or frustration. This is reaction. It is fast, often blind, and usually leads to regret. But there is another way, the way of response. To respond is to take a breath, to create a small space between the event and our action. In that space, we find choice. We can choose how to act, what to say, or even whether to say anything at all. This space is not always easy to find. It requires practice. It requires patience. Buddha taught about the power of mindfulness, the practice of being fully aware of the present moment. When mindfulness is present, reaction loses its power. Instead of being swept away by sudden emotions, We observe them as passing clouds. They come, they go, but we remain steady, like the clear sky. Let me tell you a story. Once a student asked his master, "How can I stop being angry when people insult me?" The master replied, "When someone throws a stone at you, do you catch it and throw it back? Or would you let it fall?" The student thought and said, "I will not catch the stone." The master smiled. "Then do not catch their words either. Anger is like catching a hot stone. The more you hold it, the more it burns you. But if you let it fall, it can no longer harm you." Responding means not catching the stone, not holding on to anger, resentment, or hurt. It means seeing the stone, acknowledging it, and then letting it go. This does not mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is fine. It means not letting emotions control your mind. When you respond with calmness, you choose peace over turmoil. You choose wisdom over confusion. Imagine a river flowing gently. If you throw a rock into it, the water ripples but quickly settles. The river does not fight the rock. It moves around it, embraces it, and continues flowing. Your mind can be like that river, flexible, peaceful, and steady even when challenges appear. How do we practice this? Start with small moments. When you feel a sudden irritation, maybe someone cuts you off in traffic, or a loved one says something sharp. Instead of reacting immediately, pause. Take a deep breath. Feel your body. Notice the emotion rising, but don't act on it right away. Ask yourself, what is the kindest, wisest thing I can do here? Sometimes the wisest thing is to say nothing. Sometimes it is to speak gently. Sometimes it is to walk away. In all these choices, the power is in the pause, in the space between event and action. When you cultivate this habit, you create a mind that is spacious and free. You stop being a slave to your emotions. Instead, you become their master. You respond from a place of calm, not chaos. There will be times when old habits return. You might still react quickly, shout, or feel overwhelmed. This is natural. Change is a process, not an event. When you notice a reaction, don't judge yourself. Simply notice it and return to your breath. Return to the practice of pausing. With time, you'll find that your reactions grow softer. Your anger becomes shorter. Your patience grows longer. Your mind, once a stormy sea, becomes a calm lake. This is not magic. It is simple awareness, a simple shift in how you relate to your thoughts and feelings. You do not need to control every emotion. You just need to stop letting emotions control you. When you respond instead of react, you also build better relationships. People feel your calmness. They trust your steady presence. Conflicts become easier to handle. Communication becomes clearer. In fact, responding is one of the greatest acts of kindness you can offer, both to yourself and to others. It is a gift of peace. Remember, the Buddha said, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. By choosing to respond, you put down the coal. You stop the cycle of harm. So, in every moment that challenges you, remember this: breathe, pause, see clearly, choose calmly, respond with wisdom. This is the art of non-reaction. This is the way to lasting peace. May your mind find stillness like the deep ocean, undisturbed by waves. May your heart be steady like a candle flame, glowing softly even in the darkest night. And may you carry this calmness with you, no matter where life leads. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a clear pond. When the water is still, you can see your reflection clearly. But when the wind blows and the surface ripples, your reflection becomes distorted, unclear, confusing. This is how our mind often works. When our thoughts rush like waves, our understanding is clouded, and we act without clarity. Mindfulness is the practice of calming the surface of this pond so that clarity returns. Many people live their lives like a rushing river, always moving, always reacting to whatever comes their way. They say something harsh because they did not think carefully. They get angry because they did not see the situation clearly. They make decisions that hurt themselves or others because their mind was clouded. In this rushing, reaction-filled life, peace feels far away. But mindfulness is the art of waking up to the present moment. It is the gentle noticing of what is happening inside and outside, without judgment or hurry. It is the pause before the action, the space between stimulus and response. When you practice mindfulness, you become aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and your body sensations. You see how anger starts as a small flame in your chest, or how worry creates a tightness in your stomach. This awareness is powerful because it helps you step back, take a breath, and choose how to respond. Imagine you are in a difficult conversation. Someone says something that irritates you. Without mindfulness, you might immediately snap back with anger, words sharp and harmful. But with mindfulness, you notice the irritation rising. You pause. You take a breath. You see the irritation as a visitor in your mind, not a master to obey. Then you respond calmly, with wisdom. This pause is a gift. It can change the entire course of the moment, the relationship, and even your own peace. Mindfulness is not about suppressing emotions or pretending nothing bothers us. It is about meeting our emotions with kindness and curiosity. Instead of running away from anger or fear, we look at them closely. We ask, why do I feel this way? What is really happening? With this gentle attention, emotions lose their power to control us. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is the foundation of wisdom. When we see clearly, we do not become slaves to old habits. We do not react with fear or anger, but respond with understanding and compassion. Practicing mindfulness is simple, but it takes patience and kindness toward yourself. You do not have to be perfect. It is enough to notice again and again when your mind wanders or when emotions rise. Each moment of noticing is a small victory on the path to peace. One way to begin is by paying attention to your breath. Feel the air as it enters your nose, fills your lungs, and leaves your body. When your mind drifts, gently bring it back. This simple practice roots you in the present. But mindfulness is not limited to sitting quietly. You can practice it while washing dishes, walking, or even talking with others. It is the quality of attention you bring to every action. When you bring mindfulness to your speech, you choose words carefully. You see the power of language. Words can heal or hurt. They can create peace or conflict. Mindfulness helps you speak from the heart, with honesty and kindness. This is the wisdom of speaking only when necessary, speaking truthfully, and speaking gently. The space between thinking and speaking becomes a place of great power. Many find that mindfulness grows naturally when they begin to meditate regularly. Meditation is like training for the mind. It strengthens your ability to stay present, to watch your thoughts and emotions without getting lost in them. As your mindfulness deepens, you notice changes in how you relate to the world. Small things no longer disturb you easily. You become less reactive and more peaceful. You find a quiet strength inside, like a deep well you can always return to. Even when life brings challenges, difficult people, loss, pain, mindfulness supports you. It does not remove the difficulties, but it helps you meet them with courage and clarity. In this way, mindfulness becomes a true companion, guiding you gently through every moment. Remember, the practice of mindfulness is not about doing more. It is about being more, being fully awake, being fully alive. The Buddha said, mindfulness is the path to the deathless. This means that through mindfulness, we touch a place beyond fear, beyond suffering, a place of true freedom. So today, invite yourself to be more mindful. Notice your breath. Notice your thoughts. Notice the space between your feelings and your actions. In that space lies your power to choose peace. With patience and kindness, this practice grows like a seed turning into a strong tree. The branches may sway in storms, but the roots hold steady. And as your mind becomes still and clear, you live with greater calm, clarity, and joy. This is the heart of mindfulness, seeing clearly before speaking or acting. It is a gift you can give yourself every day. Imagine a calm lake. The water is clear and still. Now imagine throwing stones into that lake. The water ripples, waves spread. The stones are like our emotions, sometimes anger, sometimes fear, sometimes frustration. When stones are thrown, the water moves. But if you watch carefully, after some time, the water settles again and becomes still. Our minds and hearts are like that lake. In our relationships, many stones are thrown, not by others alone, but often by ourselves. We want things to be a certain way. We want control. We want people to think like us, act like us, or even love us in a way we expect. But life, like water, does not always follow our wishes. Many people believe that to be peaceful in relationships, they must control others or control their own feelings tightly. This is a path full of struggle. Control means resistance, and resistance creates tension, anger, and sadness. In Buddhism, we learn a different way, a way of compassion. Compassion is not just kindness. It is something much deeper. It is the understanding that everyone is like you, wanting to be happy, wanting to be free from suffering. When you meet others with compassion, you see their struggles clearly, without judgment. You see their pain, their fears, and their hopes. You accept them as they are, not as you want them to be. Think about a time when someone hurt you, maybe with words, maybe with actions. What was your first reaction? Most often, it is anger or hurt. You want to protect yourself, maybe even hurt back. But what if you could see beyond that moment? What if you could imagine that person's pain, their confusion, their own fears? Would your anger soften? Would your heart open a little? This is compassion. It does not mean letting others walk over you. It means holding space for them and for yourself, without needing to control the outcome. When you practice compassion, relationships change. You stop trying to control what others do or say. You stop trying to change them. Instead, you listen more deeply. You respond more gently. Imagine two friends sitting together. One is upset. The other does not tell them what to do or how to feel. The friend simply listens with full attention and kindness. This simple act is powerful. It calms the upset friend. It creates connection. Buddha has said, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. When we react with anger or control, we create more anger. But when we respond with compassion, we break the cycle. Compassion in relationships also includes compassion for yourself. Often, we are our own worst critics. We judge ourselves harshly for mistakes or weaknesses. We carry guilt, shame, or fear of rejection. But to truly stay calm in relationships, we must also be gentle with ourselves. Imagine a small child who falls and scrapes a knee. Do you yell at the child for being clumsy? No. You hold the child, clean the wound, and offer comfort. Your heart softens naturally. Treat yourself the same way. When you feel hurt or fail, give yourself kindness. This gentle kindness toward yourself helps you stay calm when others act out. You don't need to react with anger or fear because your own heart is steady. Relationships often bring moments of tension. Someone says a harsh word. Someone misunderstands. The mind wants to react quickly, defend, blame, or escape. But pause. Take a deep breath. Remember that everyone is trying their best with what they know. Even those who hurt us are caught in their own struggles. When you respond with compassion, you open a space for healing. You show that peace is possible even in difficulty. Compassion is like a seed. When planted, it grows slowly. At first, it might be small and fragile, but with care it becomes strong. It changes how you see the world and yourself. This is not easy. The mind likes control because control feels safe. But control is also a cage. It traps us in fear and frustration. Compassion frees us. It opens our hearts to acceptance and love. Think about your closest relationships, family, friends, partners. How much peace is there? How often do misunderstandings lead to silence or anger? Now imagine those same relationships filled with compassion, where listening happens before judging, where mistakes are met with patience, where love is stronger than the need to be right. This is the path Buddha shows us. A path where calm comes from a heart, not from control. Living with compassion does not mean ignoring problems. It means facing them with courage and kindness. It means holding your own pain and others' pain gently. It means choosing peace over power. When you make compassion your guide, you begin to understand others deeply. You also understand yourself better. Your own fears and pains become clear, and in that clarity you find peace. In time, this peace becomes natural. You no longer need to force calmness because calmness flows from compassion. Like the calm lake, your heart reflects the beauty of the world around it, no matter the stones thrown in. Remember, compassion is not weakness. It is strength born from wisdom. It is the soft power that breaks the hardest walls. It is the light that shines even in the darkest moments. So, when you feel tension in your relationships, do not reach for control. Reach for compassion. See the other person's humanity. See your own. Let the heart soften. Let the mind quiet. In this stillness, you find freedom. And in freedom, you find true calm. Let me tell you something gentle, something quiet, something powerful. There's a great misunderstanding in this world. Many people think that to be calm, to be at peace, to be detached, means that you stop caring, that you become cold, that you don't love, that you don't feel. But that is not true. Not in Zen, not in the way of the Buddha. To be detached does not mean to be numb. It means to be free. We hold on so tightly, don't we? To people, to memories, to how we think things should be, to success, to health, to youth, to being right, to being seen, to being understood. We grip it all, as if letting go would make us disappear. But what happens when we hold too tightly? We suffer. We create pain. We fear change. We resist what is. And in that resistance, we lose our peace. True detachment is not closing your heart. It is opening your heart so wide that it no longer breaks when things change. Because everything will change. People will change. Situations will change. Your own body will change. That is the way of all things. A leaf does not cry when it falls from a tree. The moon does not complain when it becomes a thin slice of light. The river keeps flowing. Why then should we think we can hold anything still forever? You see, in the teachings of the Buddha, clinging is one of the main roots of suffering. We cling to what pleases us. We cling to identities. We cling to how we think others should behave. And yet, none of these things are truly ours. When we understand this, not just in our minds, but deep in our bones, a new peace arises. It is the peace of not needing everything to go our way. It is the peace of loving someone deeply without needing to control them. It is the peace of doing your best and letting go of the result. It is the peace of being present, fully present, without needing to hold on to the moment. Let me give you a small story. There was once a farmer whose horse ran away. His neighbor said, "Oh no, how terrible." But the farmer said, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returned with 2 wild horses. "How wonderful," the neighbor said. The farmer said, "Maybe." The day after, the farmer's son tried to ride one of the wild horses, fell, and broke his leg. "How awful," the neighbor said. The farmer said, "Maybe." A week later, the army came to take young men to war. They saw the son's broken leg and left him behind. "How lucky," the neighbor said. The farmer said, "Maybe." This story shows us something simple. We never know how something will turn out, so we hold it lightly. We don't rush to call things good or bad. We remain steady and open. This is detachment. It is not running away. It is standing right in the middle of life with a soft grip, with a gentle heart. People often ask, if I let go, won't I lose everything? No, you'll lose only your fear. Letting go doesn't mean walking away. It means walking in peace. It means doing your part with love and not being broken when the result is different than you hoped. That is strength. That is calm. That is wisdom. Do you know how a tree survives the storm? It bends. It does not try to stop the wind. It allows. And in that allowing, it endures. Your mind, your heart, your life, they're like that tree. You cannot control every wind, but you can learn to bend. You can learn to be rooted and soft at the same time. And no, it's not easy, especially when we've lived many years and have collected many stories, many wounds, many attachments. But that's exactly why we must begin. Sometimes we think that peace comes from fixing everything around us. But peace begins with one breath, one choice, one moment of not clinging. Imagine seeing your thoughts like clouds in the sky. Some are dark, some are light, some move fast, Some move slow, but none of them stay. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to fight them. Just let them pass. That is what detachment looks like in your mind. Thoughts will come. Emotions will rise. Memories will visit. Let them. Bow to them. Watch them go. It is the same with people. Some will come into your life with great love. Some will leave without warning. Some will understand you deeply. Some will misunderstand you again and again. If you keep chasing, demanding, proving, you will grow tired. If you let go, accept, and stay open, you will grow wise. Now hear me clearly. Letting go does not mean you stop loving. It means you love with freedom, not with fear. You care, but you don't carry what is not yours to carry. You offer kindness, but you don't expect it in return. You live, but you don't try to trap life in a box. This is the practice, moment by moment. When you find yourself tightening, pause. When you feel a strong opinion rising, pause. When you feel pain from the past pulling you down, pause. And ask yourself, can I soften here? Can I breathe here? Can I let go just a little? And if the answer is yes, even a small yes, that is enough. Little by little, your life becomes lighter. Not empty, but spacious. Not dull, but peaceful. You start to see clearly. You start to feel more. Not less, more. Because you're no longer buried under the weight of attachment. The Buddha never said to stop feeling. He taught us how to feel fully without drowning. This is detachment, not coldness, not distance, but clarity, freedom, balance. You can still love your children, your partner, your work, your dreams, but you love them as a river flows, freely, openly, and without fear. In the end, everything changes. The wise one doesn't fight it. The wise one flows with it. So ask yourself now, were you holding too tightly? Can you loosen your grip just a little? That, my friend, is the first step toward peace, toward real calm, toward living not with resistance, but with grace. And that is the gift of detachment. Not indifference, but deep, deep freedom. Imagine the storm is fierce. The winds howl, the rain pounds, and everything around you shakes. Sometimes life feels just like this storm, unexpected, wild, and overwhelming. Loss, illness, fear, or sudden change can hit us without warning. These are moments when staying calm feels impossible. Yet, it is exactly at these times that calmness is most needed. You may wonder, how can I remain peaceful when everything inside and outside is falling apart? This question is not new. Long ago, the Buddha walked through storms of his own. He did not ask for the storm to stop. Instead, he learned to stand steady like a great tree, rooted deep, no matter the wind. Calmness is not about stopping the storm. It is about standing firm within it. When trouble comes, our first instinct is to resist. We say, this should not be happening, and we fight the pain or fear. But resistance only makes the storm stronger inside us. It is like trying to stop the waves with your hands. You only get soaked and tired. The Zen way teaches us something different. To welcome the storm, to let it be, without losing our center. The heart of this teaching is acceptance. Not giving up, not surrendering to despair, but allowing reality as it is. This does not mean we like pain or loss. It means we recognize these experiences as part of the human journey. When you accept what is happening, your mind no longer wastes energy fighting itself. You find space to breathe, even in pain. There is a story of a master who was asked how to face loss. He said, when a flower falls, the branch does not grasp it. The branch remains as it is. This means when something leaves your life, be it a person, a job, or health, do not cling to what is gone. Like the branch, stand steady. Do not pull back what cannot be held. Many people feel fear when facing crisis. Fear of what might happen next. Fear of feeling alone. The mind spins stories, often worse than reality. Here, mindfulness is your guide. Mindfulness teaches you to watch your thoughts without being pulled into them. When fear arises, notice it, name it, and gently return to the present moment, the breath, the body, the simple fact of being alive right now. The breath is your anchor in the storm. When your thoughts race, when emotions swirl like wild winds, come back to the breath. Breathe slowly, deeply. Feel the air entering and leaving. In this simple act, the mind finds a quiet space. It is not magic. It is practice, like training a muscle. Each calm breath strengthens your inner peace. Loss and grief can feel endless. But even grief changes. It has seasons. There's a time to cry, a time to remember, a time to let go. Buddhism teaches impermanence, that nothing stays the same. The pain you feel will not last forever. When you hold this truth close, it softens your suffering. You learn to trust the flow of life, even when it feels harsh. In difficult times, compassion becomes a powerful friend. Compassion for yourself first. Many people judge themselves for feeling weak or scared. This judgment only adds pain. Instead, be gentle with yourself. Speak to your heart like you would to a dear friend in trouble. Say, "It is okay to hurt. You are not alone." This kindness helps you heal and stay calm. From this calm place, your view of the world changes. You see that suffering is not punishment or failure. It is a shared experience that connects all beings. The Buddha said all life involves suffering, but within suffering lies the path to awakening. When you face storms with calm and compassion, you grow stronger, wiser, and more peaceful. Sometimes, the storm does not end quickly. You may feel exhausted, lost, or overwhelmed. In these moments, remember that calmness is not about never feeling pain. It is about how you meet pain. Like a wise sailor who trusts the sea, you learn to ride the waves without falling. You accept help, rest when needed, and keep your heart open. Community is important in storms. The Buddha encouraged his followers to support one another. When you feel broken, reach out. Share your pain with trusted friends or teachers. Just as the rain nurtures the earth, kindness from others helps your spirit heal. Calmness grows not only from within, but also from the gentle touch of connection. The Zen path also teaches us to find silence inside. When life is noisy and frightening, silence can be a refuge. Even a few moments each day of quiet sitting can calm the mind and restore balance. In silence, the heart remembers its natural peace, untouched by fear or anger. Facing loss and crisis is the ultimate test of calmness. It is natural to feel afraid, sad, or confused. But through patience and practice, you come to understand that calmness is your true nature. It is like a clear sky behind the clouds, always present even when hidden. Let this truth be your guide. When life feels too hard, return to your breath. Accept what is. Be kind to yourself. Trust that storms pass, and your calm heart remains. You are stronger than any wind. You are deeper than any wave. The calm within you is endless. Imagine a river flowing gently through a quiet valley. The water moves steadily, never rushing, never stopping. It touches the stones, the roots of trees, and the riverbank without holding on or pushing away. This river is calm, peaceful, and strong. In the same way, living with calmness is not about fighting life or avoiding problems. It is about flowing with life's changes, steady and free inside. You have traveled far on this journey with me. You have learned how to find stillness in your breath, how to watch your thoughts without getting lost in them, and how to face troubles without losing peace. Now, the time has come to see how all these lessons weave in your daily life, creating a calm strength that others can feel and learn from. To live calm is to live fully awake. It means you meet each moment as it comes, not clinging to the past, not worrying about the future. The past is like leaves that have already fallen. The future is a road you cannot see yet. But now, this moment is your home. When you rest in this present moment, you discover a quiet happiness that nothing can steal. Many people believe calmness is weakness. They think being calm means hiding feelings or being cold. But calmness is the greatest strength. It is the power to choose how you respond to life. It is the wisdom to see clearly what is happening and the courage to act with kindness and patience. This strength shines quietly but powerfully, like the light of a candle in the dark. When you live calm, your actions become gentle and true. You no longer need to prove yourself or control others. Instead, you listen deeply to yourself, to those around you, to the world. In this listening, you find connection, and in connection, you find peace. Calmness is not something you keep only for yourself. It is like a seed you plant wherever you go. When you smile softly instead of reacting with anger, when you breathe deeply instead of rushing, you teach others how to be calm too. Your calmness is a gift that can heal family, friends, and even strangers. Sometimes, without saying a word, your peaceful presence changes everything. In Buddhism, there's a teaching called the middle way. It means living between extremes, not too tight, not too loose, not too angry, not too numb. This middle way is the path of balance, and it leads to true calm. When you practice this balance in your life, you create harmony inside and outside yourself. Think about the troubles you have faced. Maybe you lost something precious. Maybe you felt alone or scared. Maybe life changed in ways you did not want. These moments are like storms. But inside every storm, there is a calm center, like the eye of a hurricane. That calm center is your true nature. It is always there, waiting for you to notice. The practice of calmness is like returning home again and again to that center. Each day, you can come back to it by simply breathing, by pausing, by being kind to yourself. Even if your mind races or your heart feels heavy, you can gently remind yourself, this too shall pass. I'm still here. I am safe in this moment. This gentle returning is the heart of meditation. It is not about stopping thoughts or feelings. It is about welcoming them without fear, watching them like clouds passing in the sky. When you watch without grabbing or pushing, the clouds become lighter and the sky becomes clear again. When calmness becomes your way of living, you start to see the world differently. Problems seem smaller. Joy feels deeper. You no longer need to hold tightly to your opinions or your plans. You begin to accept life as it is, with all its beauty and its challenges. This acceptance is not giving up. It is the strongest act of courage. It means you trust that no matter what happens, you have the strength inside you to meet it. You learn to move with life like the river, flowing around obstacles, nourishing the earth, and shining with quiet light. Many people spend their lives chasing peace outside, in things, in people, or in success. But real peace comes from inside. It comes from knowing yourself, your mind, your heart. It comes from living gently with your thoughts and feelings, from treating yourself and others with compassion. As a Zen master, I tell you this, the calm you seek is not far away. It is already inside you, like a sleeping flower waiting to bloom. You don't have to run, push, or fight to find it. You only have to be patient and open. You only have to turn your attention gently inward, with kindness and without judgment. You may wonder, what about anger, sadness, or fear? What if they come back? These feelings are part of being human. They will come and go like seasons. But with calmness, you learn not to be controlled by them. You learn to watch them, understand them, and let them pass. In this way, your mind becomes like a clear lake. When a stone falls, ripples appear, but soon, the water is still again. Life's ups and downs will always touch you, but your calm center remains steady and true. Your calmness is also a gift to future generations. When your children, grandchildren, or friends see you living peacefully, they learn from your example. They learn that calmness is not weakness, but the greatest strength. They learn that peace is possible even in a busy, noisy world. So, live calm, not just for yourself, but for all who come after you. Let your life be a light that shows the way. Let your heart be a quiet place where others find rest. Remember the words of the Buddha, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Thank you for walking this path with me. Thank you for opening your heart and mind to calmness. Your journey does not end here. It only begins. Every breath you take is a chance to choose peace again. Every moment is an invitation to live calm. May you carry this calm with you always, like a gentle river flowing through your life, steady, strong, and free. May your calmness inspire others and help create a world filled with kindness and peace. Namo Buddha. Kulme. Sit with me one last time. No rush, no pressure, just you and me, breathing together in stillness. The wind outside may blow, the world may change, but right now, here in this moment, there's only calm. In you, and the truth that has always been waiting inside you. You've come a long way, from confusion to clarity, from restlessness to stillness, from fear to understanding. Not because you were told what to believe, but because you saw something deeper, something already within you, something real. You see, peace has never been far. It has always been under the noise, beneath the thoughts, inside the breath. And now, as this journey comes to an end, I want you to remember something very simple. Let calm be your way of living. Not just something you practice for 5 minutes a day. Not something you run to when you're overwhelmed, but something you become. Let calm be how you walk through a room. Let calm be how you greet your loved ones. Let calm be how you speak your truth. Let calm be your gift to this noisy world. Too often, people believe that peace is for later. When things settle down, when the kids grow up, when the money is right. But that peace, always pushed into the future, never arrives. Because peace, true peace, is never about what's happening outside. It is about how you meet each moment. And you can meet each moment with calm. This calm does not come from forcing yourself to feel okay. It comes from being honest, completely honest with what you feel. If you're angry, know it. If you're sad, feel it. If you're tired, rest. The calm I speak of is not made of denial. It is made of deep understanding. And understanding comes when you stop running. When you sit with yourself as you are, you learn that your emotions are not enemies. They are waves on the ocean. And you are not the wave. You're the ocean itself. There will be days when you feel disturbed. Days when peace seems lost. That is part of the path. Calmness does not mean you will never feel pain. It means that you will not become the pain. You will not be controlled by it. You will know, even in the middle of suffering, that peace is still possible. The Buddha did not teach calmness as a luxury. He taught it as a necessity. Because without calm, we act from fear. Without calm, we speak from hurt. Without calm, we forget who we are. When you are calm, you see clearly. And when you see clearly, you begin to live wisely. Living calmly also means slowing down. The world may run, but you do not have to. The world may shout, but you may whisper. The world may chase, but you may rest. You are not here to compete with others. You are here to return to yourself. There's an old Zen saying, sit quietly, doing nothing. Spring comes, and the grass grows by itself. This is not laziness. It is trust. It is knowing that peace grows when we stop fighting everything. That healing happens when we stop trying to fix what is not broken. And let me tell you something important, something many forget. You are not broken. You may have wounds. You may carry stories. You may have made mistakes. But none of these make you broken. They make you human. And to live calmly is to embrace your humanness without judgment, without shame, with compassion. When you live calmly, people will notice. They may ask what changed, and you won't need to explain. Your presence will speak. Your stillness will teach. You will become a silent teacher in the lives of others, simply by being fully present, fully grounded, fully at peace. Do not wait for the world to become quiet before you practice calm. The world is often noisy. It always has been. Practice calm in the noise. Practice calm in the mess. That is the true training. That is real life. Breathe slowly. Feel your body. Listen to the silence beneath the sounds. This is where calm begins. Maybe you're wondering, what now? The series is ending. What should I do next? The answer is not in another video. The answer is in your breath, in your next action, in the way you rise from this seat. Take one teaching and live it. Even one. Maybe you decide to respond more gently when someone criticizes you. Maybe you take one moment every day to pause and just breathe. Maybe you smile a little more. Not because life is perfect, but because you have found peace inside imperfection. That is enough. This path is not about doing more. It is about doing less with more love. It is about being, fully being, in a life you already have. As a Zen master, I do not want followers. I want you to follow your own breath, to trust your own steps, to listen to your own heart. All the wisdom in the world is already in you. My role was simply to remind you of that. The candle is now in your hands. Light the way, not with noise or argument or power, but with presence. In the end, calmness is not just a practice. It is a way of seeing, a way of walking, a way of living and dying without fear. So when storms come, as they always will, remember the river. It flows. It bends. It does not stop. And neither should your calm. You have everything you need. You are enough. You are home. Namo Buddha.